Hi guys, I'm back, and this time we'll be looking at a Citizen EcoDrive ProMaster. Um, First of all, I'll give you some stats on it. Um, it has EcoDrive technology by Citizen, which means it's powered by any light source there is. Uh, they say it never requires a battery change, which is in essence true, although it does obviously have a battery inside, and they do sometimes fail. Not a lot, but and they do sometimes need to be changed. But the idea is that they're not. You don't need to change them, and most people never have to change the battery on these things. But there are unlucky people who get that job. Right, it has luminous hands and markers, stainless steel case. It's 200-meter water resistant. It's got a screw down crown, hardlex crystal, and a rotatable bezel. Stopwatch, 1 to 20 seconds, max 50 minutes. Chronograph depth sensor, which is that one there. Depth display to 50 meters. Low charge indicator, which tells you when it needs to have a little sunlight. It has a 60-day power reserve, which means you can effectively put it in a drawer, and after 60 days it'll stop. It has a rapid ascent warning. Now, back in the day, I used to dive with this, and I've heard this. As I remember it, it's sort of a beep, 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 beep. And underwater, that's very loud. So that's actually quite cool. It has a case size of 48 millimeters. So, right, well, that's out of the way. Let's talk about this. Well, I used to dive with one of these when I was diving a lot in Denmark in really cold, murky weathers, and it was outstanding. It's turning into a vintage watch. Well, maybe not vintage, but it's getting to be quite old. When I was doing a lot of diving, that was 20 years ago in Denmark, and that was with one of these. And so, guys and dolls out there, if you do get your hands on one of these and it's immaculate like this one, keep on to it because they're getting rarer and rarer to find. I mean, they do come for sale, but most of them have been banged up and used, and are generally not very nice, and would use a lot of could use a lot of work and polishing and so on to get them to look nice again. I got this one and it looks very nice. Now, unfortunately, I've sold it again already. I've had it for 2 days and now it's on its way out. So I just wanted to make a quick review of it before it left my house. Okay, what else can I say? These are, I don't think you. I think you'd probably be hard pressed, and that's again pretty stupid said, but okay, there it goes. I say stupid things, but you'd probably be hard pressed to find a diver who hasn't had one of these, or at least thought about buying one. They were one of those watches that if you were a serious diver, not just the kind of diver who paddles around in 6 meters of water every second you're on holiday, but if you were a serious diver like I was back in the day, then you'd want one of these. And I had one. So Citizen, and that was it's hard to describe. I mean, when they came out, the idea that a watch had a depth gauge was wow. It was like even further back when you got watches with TVs in them and televisions in them and spy watches you could call people up with. The idea was preposterous. And even though we did at that time have dive computers, you just needed one of these. That was, if you were, you know, uh, going out to dive and in Denmark, it's sort of like there are places where you dive, and you always tend to meet other divers there, getting ready to go in the water or come out of the water and so on. And it's all about having the right watch on your hand. And back 20 years ago, this was one of the right watches. Um, and technology has really advanced a lot in those years. But for me, being an old fart of 43 years nearly, um, this is still one of the right watches. It's really cool, and and I enjoy it a lot. And I'm a bit sad I've sold it again. Maybe I should just tell him you're not getting it, and that's it. Um, but but no, I'm a man of my word, and I've said he hasn't paid for it yet, but I've said it's sold, so he's going to get it. And if you ever hear this, because you probably know which watch it is and who I am, take good care of this watch because it's a nice watch and it's in pristine condition for its age. It's also the two-tone gold, and that's very nice. It's a bit, for 20-year-old diver bling, I suppose you could call it back then. Yeah. Okay. Well, now we've had a little look at it. What else can I tell you about it, really? Well, this one comes with a stainless steel link strap. Sorry, forgot the word for it now. English isn't my first language. So it has both. You can change it, and so did mine back in the day, which is cool. You can put on the rubber when you're going out diving, and even though the stainless steel one does have a proper diver's extension on it, which works. So that's again cool. So you can actually also dive with a stainless steel strap, and yeah, the rubber on this is. I'm not quite sure if this is the original. I suspect it is actually the original, but it's very nice and flexible, and it has the rubber, the sort of dive extenders here. Yeah. Well, okay, guys. I can't think of anything else to say except they are still out there, these watches, and you can get them for okay money. But they're getting rarer and rarer in pristine condition. Most people have banged them up and so on. So if you do come across one like this in pristine condition, then go for it. Well, that being said, I think that's all I have to say about this watch today. I'll be back with more show and tells. It would be a pleasure for me if you would like my videos and write some comments too. I mean, if you have something to say to me, I read all the comments that are posted and try to learn from it. Yeah, thanks very much, and thanks for watching.